guys, Jexie here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, what I wanted to do is talk to you about something I saw online that made me really excited. Although it's sad that we have a need for it, I think it's really amazing that Sesame Street just added a character who has opioid addicted parents. Why do I care about Sesame Street and their characters? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, I apologize for the sun. I probably shouldn't bother now, but it's the one time I have like a long stretch on this road where I can actually record. Maybe if I turn my phone a little. So, I am really excited to see Sesame Street have a new character that has a mother who's addicted to opiates. And I watched the clip, and I'll put a link to it down in the description. But man, they covered so well. And I think the things I like best about the way they cover it is they don't mention the drugs. They don't mention opiates, right? They mention that her mommy needs help taking better care of herself, and that she goes to meetings and talks to other people who have a similar problem, right? And it's talked about as if it's very okay, very common. And I think the thing is that as much as I can imagine people saying, like, why are we normalizing, this opioid epidemic? But the fact is that it's about kids, right? And how many kids are going through this issue where they have parents that go to meetings, that they have parents who are addicted to drugs? Unfortunately, statistics say that it's 1 in 4 kids, I think, have a parent that's addicted to opiates. So given those statistics, I think it should be that kids feel normal if they have a sick parent. It doesn't mean that it's saying that, the opioid, that using opioids should be normalized. But I think that why are we going to blame kids for their parents' illnesses, right? And if we make it that more normalized, that the help is more normalized, then it's more likely that they'll grow up knowing about health. I like the way that they talk about the meetings. They don't go into anything else. But I was thinking about it, and a lot of people that I know, as you guys know, I'm a member of a 12-step program, so I go to meetings. My kids have grown up for the last almost 7 years with me being in meetings. A lot of kids have parents who go to meetings. A lot of people, I'm trying to find it where the sun is not so bad. I think you guys are out of luck. I have a lot of friends who have young kids who know that their parents go to meetings, right? And I think the reason that this is so nice to see is Sesame Street's never been afraid of tackling the big issues, right? They've always been really great at tackling big issues. And to see them handle this one in such a really, really solution-based way is heartwarming to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's sad. I think it's incredibly sad that we even have a need for it, right? God, to need to have, a character on Sesame Street have opioid addicted parents is sad. It shows the state and how big of a problem there really is, right? This isn't a little thing, and it's why I think that talking about recovery on a platform like YouTube is so important to me, because I feel like it's so secretive, right? We all know there's a problem. People live with an addicted family member, an addicted friend, and they never ever talk about it. And then when people get help, when people get into recovery, they're so happy not to be in that shameful place anymore. They don't talk about it either. And so because I'm in a position that I feel fully comfortable talking about my recovery, I feel fully comfortable sharing my experience with others publicly. Look, I am okay with the fact that maybe at some point I may be judged for it. It may come back and bite me in the butt, right? But for me, that's a risk I'm willing to take, because of the fact that if my family knows I'm in recovery, if my friends know I'm in recovery, then I don't care if strangers know I'm in recovery. I have had people from my high school reach out to me saying that they found my channel because I share about it on my personal stuff, and that they were inspired to hear that I'm in recovery. I have a lot of people. I went to a high school where drugs were a big problem. It was very common to have people who use drugs. I didn't know anybody who hadn't used any drugs. I mean, like, at least smoke pot. And I graduated with like 800 people or something. So I think it's great. I have a lot of friends in high school now who are in recovery. And look, I think the more people that openly share, and openly sharing about being in recovery is not for everybody. I know people who have jobs such as being a nurse or a doctor, and you can't share that. You can't tell people that you're in recovery if you're handling medications, right? Like, it's just not going to be, it's not feasible. But part of me being open in recovery is part of my day-to-day life. I do it across multiple platforms. I'm very involved in the community. You know, I work with kids and people in the community, and you know, I feel like being open about who I am, if it helps at least one person, just one person get recovery, then it's worth it, right? I've lost way too many people. I've seen way too many people die. And the other thing I've seen is a lot of times people who die and nobody says that they died from addiction. It's like there's some shame there if you died from an overdose. And the fact is that, like, look, if you're under 30 years old and you died tragically, if you're not in a car accident, it was probably an overdose. And it's sad to think that, but it's the truth. Oh, I'm about to pass a loud truck. Sorry about the extra noise. Hold on. Holy goodness. So anyway, the reason I'm sharing this is because I just want to say, like, good job, Sesame Street. Like, way to go. Way to taking a lead on this and making recovery be the normal. Making recovery be an everyday, let's talk about it. Because the other thing that I think Sesame Street did a really good job at was they showed the emotions of the child. They showed the way she talked about it, where she was talking in a normal way, but she seemed to have this underlying feeling of sadness, of being scared, right? And I think that those of us who have children in recovery, we know that those are common feelings our children feel, right? Like, it's scary when you have a parent who got sick, right? Who can't, you know something's wrong long before they get help. So, and then they leave you to go to meetings and you don't know where they are. And it is scary for a kid. I don't know. I want you guys to check out the clip that I'm leaving in the description. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds long. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good idea? How do you think they covered it well? I'd love to hear your ideas. Like, what do you think? Do you think they did a good job? Because for the 1.5-minute clip I saw, I think they did a great job. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It helps me so much. Like this video if you can, and I have a Patreon and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, check that out. It's all in the description. Thank you guys so much. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.